Hello, love. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If you've spent time with me before, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Sarah, and one way I make money is selling goods such as clothes and just little trinkets on eBay. Now, I do sell also on Poshmark and Mercari, a little bit on Citizen and Facebook Marketplace, but this video is focusing specifically on eBay and my sales in the month of March. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab a chair, snuggled in with my computer, and we're gonna go ahead and go over those sales. I had a couple of good sales that I'm excited to share with you. All right, loves, I went ahead and grabbed my computer here, so let's go ahead and get into it. The very first sale was actually a pretty good sale. It was a J. Crew, it was like a trench coat, but it was also kind of just like an overcoat. It had pockets in it. I'll put a couple of different pictures here of this. This actually came from a ThredUp rescue box. I did get the 200 pounds and there were 4 different boxes. This came in one of them. This sold for $130, which was the highest price sale that I got from a ThredUp rescue box to date. The buyer did pay for shipping for this, which was about $11. They did pay for higher protection specifically for this piece. So right off the bat, March 1st, I was pretty excited for this one. This next one, I wasn't excited because of the dollar price, but I was excited just because it went out of my house and I didn't think it was ever going to sell. It was a BP purple ruffle. It was like a chiffon headband. Now I know I've spoken about the Quicklets general merchandise half palette before, but in case you're new, I will put a picture of what it looks like here. I will also put a link in the description below. They don't have any available right now, but in case you're watching this in future time, just in case they have it available, I did end up making money off of this particular palette. This piece didn't go for very much, but again, it's something out of my house. Now on March 6th, I sold a Free People full-length t-shirt. It was a long sleeve t-shirt. This actually I got from another reseller that I got a mystery box for. So I believe this one was from Silver Stone over on Instagram. Of course, I will put her information here. This sold for $15. The buyer did pay for shipping. I want to say my cost of goods on that was about $6. So I did make money on that one, just not as much as I would have hoped, but still, I'm always in the business of taking money no matter how much it is. On March 9th, I sold a Zara it was a black and white dress. I guess it was more of like a blogger style. Every time I looked up comps, all I saw was blogger favorite, blogger this, blogger that. So I definitely put that in my listing. This sold for $32.87. The buyer did pay for shipping. It did come from the ThredUp rescue box, so I definitely made out on that one. I actually wore it a couple of times too, so I did get some use out of it as well. So it's almost like I rented it in a way. This next piece also came from a ThredUp rescue box. This was a skirt. I listed it under dark academia. That is a common trend or a common keyword tag that you can put in if you weren't sure about it. This did not have any kind of size tag. It did not have a style tag, a name brand at all. However, I did use Google Lens and all of the pictures that came up came to this Victoria brand, so I went ahead and listed it as that as well. The buyer did pay for shipping for this, so I did make out on it. By the way, my cost of goods for ThredUp is roughly $2. It was a little bit less than that, but I always round up just to be sure. And this Victoria's Secret blue just basic t-shirt was actually part of free inventory. I connected with somebody through the Nextdoor app and they gave me plenty of inventory. I'm talking like hundreds, probably 500 pieces, all for completely free. Now this sold for $11.85. The buyer did pay for shipping, so all of that, of course, taking out eBay's fees, was profit completely into my pocket because I had zero cost of goods on that one. This next item makes me laugh because I was watching Jack and Ryan over on YouTube. I'll put their information here, but they were talking about the trends right now, and they were saying everything is about green, 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 and of course, pink for sure. But this green Adidas track jacket definitely made me think of them. This sold for $30. The buyer did pay for shipping. Now, this came from my boyfriend's closet, and I do split profits 50-50 with him. So this wasn't as much profit as I would have hoped, but it was something that he was just cleaning out of his closet, and he probably would have given away for free anyways if I wasn't reselling. So it's more profit to me, more profit to him. We all make out, and it made me laugh because it was definitely green. This next item also came from my boyfriend as he was cleaning out his closet. This is a Ralph Lauren Blue Label suit. This sold for $46 to the buyer. The buyer did pay for shipping. Again, the 50-50 split with my boyfriend. I did pay him out for that for sure. And everything else was into my pocket as profit. I didn't have to pay up for any kind of cost of goods. Consignment, I'm realizing more and more, is so helpful when you don't have money to put into it to begin with. I've realized that you really can sell on eBay with basically zero startup fees whatsoever. You could basically have your phone, an old camera, take some pictures and kind of grow from there, which that's a kind of cool thing that I'm starting to realize, that there are so many ways to make money. This is just one of them, and really anybody can do it. Yet another piece that came from my boyfriend and his cleaning out his closet. These Kenneth Cole shoes sold for $17 to the buyer. The buyer did pay for shipping, of course, that 50-50 split, and then eBay's fees as well. I did have pure profit from that because I didn't have to pay up for any kind of cost of goods. It was basically just free money. This next piece did not come from my boyfriend, but it did come from a friend. Same thing, they were giving me their clothes. We had a 50-50 split. This was a Coolman Golf Mercedes-Benz Polo. It still had the tags on. This sold for $18.99 to the buyer. The buyer did pay for shipping, and then I just split those 50-50 profits with my friend. Free inventory, pure profit. I'm learning that's the way. I have also kind of turned to flip a little bit. I've tried a couple of lots on consignment, and I'm excited to share with you how that's going because it's actually working out in my benefit. At first, I was a little bit afraid about it, but it's free inventory. There's really not much risk involved with it because if you don't sell it, you can just send it back or you can buy them out. Most people just say to keep the items because they don't want to pay for the shipping back and forth, and it's not really that expensive items to make it worth it. But some people, of course, want their items back so then they can sell. For me, it's going good so far. So I will definitely be updating you on how that's going and, of course, what I've gotten through those lots. This next piece came from free inventory with very, very low sale price. This was a Love by Gap long sleeve shirt. It sold for $2. Now I did accidentally overcharge on the shipping on this, so I did make out on that. But really, even though it was free, it really, I don't know if it was worth my time, but because I had all the stuff and I just listed it anyways because, I don't know, why not? This next piece also came from the free inventory. It was worth a little bit more of my time. This sold for $8. It was an Ann Taylor Loft floral maxi dress. The buyer did pay for shipping. Because it was the free inventory, I definitely did make some profit on that. These Ted Baker London boxers came from a Quicklots Amazon pallet. Now these were open. They were still in the bag, but the bag was open. So I had to list them as new without tag, but they looked completely unused, no issues at all. These sold for $3.50. The buyer did pay for shipping. I estimate my cost of goods on that pallet to be roughly 50 cents. but I have made my money back from that pallet and then some. So it's almost feels like it's free inventory at this point, but in reality, it is about 50 cents of the cost of goods. This next piece also sold from consignment. It was a Harlan white trumpet dress. This I got from a friend of mine who was moving across state lines and they were just trying to get rid of clothes. And we ended up doing a 50-50 split. Of course, it's usually 50-50 with me. On this one, it sold for $21.37. The buyer did pay for shipping. I undercharged the buyer on this one versus I overcharged on the other one. So I made roughly $1 less than I probably should have. But again, free inventory, not much work involved in this one, just a couple of pictures. And that was it. This Logan Wilson Panini Prism trading card. Now it was last Christmas season. I was with my mom, of course, talking with my mom about reselling and the football card packs. That was when they were so big. Target still had them out before there was people hurting themselves, hurting others to try to get these packs. We ended up selling some of the packs whole, unbroken, but one, we were just curious and we broke it open. Obviously, it wasn't worth it because this sold for $1. It did have the eBay just envelope shipping attached to it. So the buyer did pay for shipping. It wasn't very much. I think it was 94 cents, 93 cents, something like that. I basically gave this away if you think about it after eBay's fees, but I don't know what else to do with it. I wasn't just going to throw it out. So I guess having this triggering sales is better than nothing. Now this teaching argument writing book was actually one of mine. I am a teacher by trade. I currently am an assistant principal, but I previously taught language arts and reading, and this was a book that I got for myself to read. I did read through it a little bit. However, it was basically new. It wasn't bent. It wasn't crumbled. It wasn't written on at all. So of course, I listed that in the listing. This sold for $3.99. The buyer did pay for shipping for media mail. If you didn't know, you can have media mail. It is a cheaper price, but it does take longer to get to the buyer. So it depends if the buyer needs it right away or if it's something that they can wait on. But this definitely made out because I wasn't using it anymore. I was just cleaning out my desk because I have so much stuff that I don't need anymore. I keep bringing my materials from desk to office to office to office, and I literally don't use it at all. Right now I'm in math. Before I was in language arts and reading. Definitely worth my money getting back on this one versus just sitting in a drawer somewhere. These Calvin Klein pumps I got from the free inventory. Actually, months ago, I was part of a $50 challenge with a bunch of resellers that are also on YouTube, connected through Becky Park and her YouTube course, which, by the way, if you're interested in taking that in any aspect, I definitely have a referral code for you in the description below. But anyways, these I hauled in that. I was hoping to sell within the month. They didn't sell at all, not even close. These ended up selling for $10 with free shipping, so I basically gave them away. I got them for free anyways, so whatever, it was a wash on that one. When the buyer did receive them, they said they were basically destroyed in the inside, which I said, that I'm sorry, I didn't even check for dry rot. If you didn't know what dry rot is, it's basically when the inside or the outside, like leather, starts to just deteriorate and crumble up, and it really makes shoes completely unwearable. I did end up refunding the buyer on this. The buyer was completely understanding, which I was so grateful for. They were just sitting in the box and I honestly didn't even check them before shipping them out, and that was my bad. You should always check shoes before shipping them because of that dry rot. It's almost like on elastic pants, if they sit for too long, the elastic is no longer elastic. It just like cracks. It's the same thing with dry rot with shoes. This next piece also came from free inventory. It was a Karen Scott. No, it did not come from free inventory. This came from a B&G trading box that I got so long ago. I don't think that company is even a company anymore. My cost of goods on this was $6, which I think was too high, but I was just getting into things at the time, just trying out different things. This sold for $13.60. The buyer did pay for shipping, so I guess I did make like hardly any money, but I made money and it's out of my house. So as I always say, I will take it. I'm not mad about it. It's something out of my house. I can reinvest the money that I did get back from it. Now this Disney 50th anniversary mug, I was actually at Disney with my mom and my aunt recently over St. Patrick's Day week. And I noticed that on one of the shelves as we were in the Disney store, of course, there was a sign that says limit to 2. And anything 50th anniversary, my mind was also on reseller, like, okay, this is definitely limited edition kind of thing. There were people going to the shelves to grab what they can grab. So I wasn't necessarily interested in buying, but when I saw that opportunity, I was like, okay, that's definitely something I'm going to be able to resell. So I picked one up. This ended up selling for $19.50. I did get a discount because my aunt is a Disney member. So she got, I believe it was 25% off of the original price. And I think the original price was $18. I knew I could sell this for at least $18 and make, that money back or whatever. The buyer did pay for shipping. When the buyer did receive this though, they said that the castle was a little bit crooked, which I didn't notice at all. If you can see in this picture, I didn't notice, but whatever. That is on its way back to me now, and I will just go ahead and relist it and hope for the best with it. Because it was something that I could just tell that a lot of people were going after, I am pretty confident that I'm going to be able to resell this when I do get it back. This next item also came from when I was at Disney. It was a right place, right time kind of thing. We were also shopping around, just, not really getting anything in particular, just window shopping. I saw a line of people. A line of people just lining up. And I realized that they were looking at Lilly Pulitzer. So I was just thinking that it was just like, whatever, a Lilly Pulitzer, any old thing. So I, of course, saw the line. I jumped in. I'm like, okay, this is definitely something for sure. I don't know what it is. Worst that could happen is I make my money back on it, especially because we got that 25% discount. If I sold it for the actual price of the item, I'd be good. It would just be an experiment. So this I actually bought for $85 was the price that I paid. What it ended up selling for was $165.50. Now I sold mine on the lower end because I was kind of nervous and I just wanted to get it out because I didn't know if it was going to work out. Some sold for like $300, $250, $200. For me, basically doubling my money is good enough for me. I do have another one that isn't quite selling. Just in case you wanted to get in on this, I did hear that more were coming out on April 14th, and you can actually go to the Disney's website, but I'm pretty sure that you have to be like within seconds to be getting it. So if you're interested, definitely learn about it, research, check it out before April 14th so that if it's something that you're interested in taking advantage of, you can go on exactly when they get released. I don't know when they get released. This is just kind of what I've heard so that you can get it right away. They are in stores all over Disney. So if you are local to Orlando, which by the way, I am, might be a good day to just, go to Disney, see what's up. If you are interested in getting the other bag that I have like this, I will put, of course, a link in my description of it linked over to eBay. And of course, I'm always willing to take offers on different things, especially from you guys. Just put a message in your offer and I will definitely consider it. This next one I also sold probably cheaper than I should have, but because I was just so nervous and I wanted to get it out because I wasn't sure if it was good or not. I'm starting to pay up for things and it's making me nervous to hold on to it, but I guess I just need to trust the process. Anyways, this Dasco vintage fur coat came from a Cozy Threads box. It came from one of their pre-launch boxes, which I made a video explaining all of that. I will put that in the description for sure. This ended up selling for $100. My cost of goods on this was $28, so I definitely made out. But I think if I would have waited a little bit longer, I could have made more money. I was just getting so nervous, and I'm kind of used to being in the mindset of any profit is good profit, but I think I need to change that. I really need to know what my items are worth and stick to it. I was excited to get this out of my house and to see somebody else take advantage of it and love it as much as I would have. I loved being able to try them on and enjoy it, but I am severely allergic to them and not able to enjoy it as much as I would hope. So somebody else is able to for a cheaper price. This Ruly blue and white dress, I could not figure out what was up with this dress. I thought it was a pretty cheap dress, but so many people showed interest in this, like immediately. Of course, it only sold for $6.43, but there was something about this dress that drew so many people to it. It's not a brand that I don't think it has that much of a following. Maybe I'm wrong in it, but it showed so much interest. The buyer did pay for shipping on this, so I did make out. It was from a ThredUp rescue box. I didn't make out that much. I just could not figure out what it was. It's a cute dress, but I didn't think it was anything that special. This White House Black Market dress also came from a ThredUp rescue box. This sold for $8.69. The buyer did pay for shipping for it. I did make a little bit from this, but definitely not as much as that Disney piece or the J. Crew piece. Some of my sales are high, some of my sales are low. I'm all over the place this month. I think it is because I'm kind of in a transition phase within my reselling. I did previously like a super low cost of goods, 50 cents or free, but I'm starting to transition to paying up more and more and more. So I'm trying to kind of just get rid of stuff that I paid a lower cost of goods for, just get it out so that I can make money and refocus in investing in higher priced pieces. This Mason Jewels high neck tank top came from a B&G trading box. It was a $6 cost of goods. The item did end up selling for $4.90, so obviously I lost out on that one. This buyer did pay for shipping, so that helped out a little bit, but again, that goes with I'm just trying to get rid of things at this point. This Fortune and Ivy blue and white polka dot blouse came from a ThredUp rescue box. Now this sold for $8. The buyer did pay for shipping. I didn't make much money on this at all, but again, that goes with the same thing of just trying to get rid of things. It was some profit, so I will definitely take it. But because I'm starting to transition, it's not making me quite as excited as those higher sales. This next piece was the final piece to sell in the month of March. It was Express Editor black pants. These sold for $5. The buyer did pay for shipping on these. I don't know what's up with these pants. Now, I had these twice myself, and twice one of the hem lines completely broke. If you can see in the picture, one leg is like higher than the other because only one side broke. I had them twice myself. I bought them one for reselling and it happened again. I don't know what's up with these pants. They're so comfortable, so flattering, except for the one pant leg always comes undone. I don't remember if it's the same side. If it is, I don't know. I just can never figure it out. It's so weird to me. It's always the same pair of pants that it happens to. Anyways, that was my last piece that sold in the month of March. Now, I previously put out videos specifically to Poshmark and Mercari, so if you didn't get to check them out yet, I will put them in the description below so that you can go ahead and see what's selling on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, because they are different for each platform and things definitely sell at different price points for each platform. So that's kind of interesting to track through. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you. I would love to know your favorite piece. I'm pretty sure it was probably one of those higher pieces, but I don't know. Was it J. Crew? Was it the vintage fur coat? Was it the Disney bag? Which one was your favorite? And of course, if you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to be able to learn and grow together.